Greetings. Welcome back to Truly Restored TV. And today's topic is train up a parent in the way they should go. I chose this topic because I thought about the mistakes that I made as an adult parent. Um, I had 5 children in 5 years, and um, I didn't plan to be a mother that made mistakes because I'm human. I did. Um, However, I think that sometimes as I listen to the stories of men and women who have raised children and have expressed sorrow about the things that they did, one of the things that they repeatedly say is, I didn't know. I didn't know that my actions would have a lasting impact on my children. And the truth is that our actions do have a lasting impact on not just our children, but also the larger community. And so I want you to think of parenting as a role of leadership. You know, for a mother, you are your child's first female leader. And for a father, you are your child's first male leader. And in the African American community, and probably in other communities as well, um, there's this problem where parents have children before they plan to have them. Parents have children before they're prepared to have them. They don't have the finances saved. They didn't plan or prepare years ahead to have the children. And so already we're starting kind of, um, we don't have a head start. We kind of had, um, we're starting behind the block, so to speak. We're starting behind the block. And we already know that when you run a race and you're starting behind other people who have already started, your chances of winning are decreased. And so, in an effort to succeed as a leader in their parental role, I have a few suggestions. Um, I know I started behind the block, and I want to encourage you to, first of all, plan to succeed. I recognize that I started behind the block. And one of the things that I enjoyed doing was doing research about how other parents or how professionals suggested that we deal with different milestones in a child's life. Maybe they weren't even professionals, they were just people who were sharing their stories about their children and what their children were doing at the ages of 6 months and 9 months and 18 months. And it was a great benefit for me to know that my child was acting in ways that were appropriate for their age group. Um, so I want to encourage you to plan to succeed. If you don't know something, ask questions. See if you can read something that will help you find the information that you're seeking. Also, listen to podcasts. There are many different ways to get information nowadays. And so seek the information to answer the questions that you have in your mind. And most importantly, don't forget to pray. Um, Also, I want to encourage you to prioritize what's important. You already have a set of values that are important to you, and you want to make your priorities based on those values. So, of course, it's important for us to feed our children and clothe our children and make sure that they have shelter over their head. But there are other things that are important to you as well. One of the things that was important to me was not to rush. There was just so much to do with 5 children that I was raising, in addition to the other activities that I had involved with their lives, in addition to my own life. And so it was important to me then, and it's even more important to me now, not to rush. That's how accidents happen, car accidents, milk gets spilled, clothes get ruined, people get hurt. Our children are put in harm's way. Our children are yelled at, the psychological abuse that comes behind us rushing and trying to do too much in too little of time results in somebody being abused emotionally and psychologically. And so I want to encourage you to prioritize your time and make sure you just do what is most important. It's okay if everything on your to do list does not get done in that day. What's more important is that your child feels emotionally safe, psychologically safe. They feel loved, they feel appreciated, um, that you're responding to them with some level of composure. You know, we can't always respond with patience when it comes to children, but we can have some composure and to have some emotional maturity and do it with an element of excellence. You know, have some kind of standard of value of cause no harm. I'm not going to do any harm to my child, and I don't feel my best. And maybe if I ask them for 5 minutes of silence, they'll give it to me. Another thing that I want to encourage you to do is to balance your life. You know, a lot of times people give their all to one aspect of their life, and another aspect of their life just gets the crumbs that fall to the table, or just get a 5 or 10 minutes of attention here or there. And so I know that was one of the things that I wished I would have done was had more balance in my life. You know, we talk nowadays a lot about self care, and sooner or later, your children are going to leave home, and you're going to have an empty nest. You know, and so you do want to be able to have some balance. You want to have some things that they can do, but also have things that are important for you to do. You know, male or female, spending time playing basketball or cards or going shopping, getting your nails done, whatever it may be. Make sure you have some balance in your life. And then also, be willing to make adjustments. You know, parenting is all about being flexible. And so, one of the things that I learned about myself along the way is it was easier to be flexible when I was in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s. It's a little bit harder now, but it can be done if I make the necessary adjustments. And so, I want to encourage you to make the necessary adjustments. You know, at the spur of the moment, you may have to say, well, you know what, I can put off doing that. It was in my list of things to do, but it's not that important to do right now. This is more important. And so be willing to be flexible, be willing to um, make adjustments as they need to be made. You know, this list is not exhaustive. I'll probably do another video sometime soon with the same subject matter in the hopes of training up parents so that as they train their children, they can do it with a level of excellence, a level of patience, a level of composure, um, a level, an example of leadership that maybe you didn't have when you were growing up, but you can certainly provide your children now. So God bless you. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you feel so inclined. And I'll see you next time. All right. God bless you. Bye.